Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and I'm sorry the light's awful. It really is, and there's not much I can do about it. No part of this suite actually has good lighting, so we are where we are. Boy, I was going to say, rhymes with cream crackered. Exhausted, definitely. So today we docked this morning in Amsterdam, and there wasn't a shuttle bus this time around because we were actually berthed closer. So it's really just up the road. But by the time we had walked there, after dancing the night away, and boy did I, my legs were thinking, my hips were going, no more. So we had a little boat trip. I did film it, and there will be at the end of this video the boat trip. So if you want to see that, a little bit of when we got off, first walked through the station and come out, and then the boat trip. So if you don't want to see it, you don't have to, but I'll pop that, I'll tag it on the end. So it was very, very warm. They did say that it was going to be, that it was going to rain perhaps and be overcast. Well, it actually wasn't as bad as they thought, and sun came out. Never rained once, but we had sunshine, well, especially sort of towards the end, and now it's sunny outside. So, well, not really now, but has been, and very, very kind of mild. So I just wore a very thin sweatshirt, and that was all I had on, and a scarf, which got lots of compliments. And I have got the scarf as a tutorial, funny enough. And so when people said, that's lovely, did you make that? And I'd get into the conversation of yes. And so then if they were a crocheter, then I'd introduce them to Crochet Rocks. And so that was kind of cool. A couple of people in shops had mentioned it. So, and of course I introduced them to Hobby Box as well at the same time. But we didn't eat out or anything. Well, so tell a lie, we did buy chips from like a street food, because we have lunch if we want it, dinner if we want it here. So by the time we'd walked around town for a bit, we were done. So we've come back and had a few drinks downstairs, where they have put up the Christmas tree. So when we came here before, we had the Christmas tree, and we got it again. So that went up this morning. Well, they started on it early this morning, and it was done by the time we got back. A few Christmas trees dotted around the ship, but they said that they were in the process of, you know, doing all the deckies. So yeah, good. We got the tree back, and yeah, starting to look very pretty on board. So yeah, we were going to see the Blues Brothers yesterday, but it was too packed. We didn't go early enough. I had a bit of trouble getting my video on, and I thought I'd scheduled it, but for some reason I didn't think I'd scheduled it after midnight. I thought it was before, and it was scheduled for tomorrow, so that's why it wasn't up earlier. But I've rectified that now, and it's on. But so yeah, teething troubles and all that stuff and things. So today for you guys is Thursday, and we've got a very odd picture. I have no clue who that should be. I don't know. I can't read that. It's a bit too dingy in here. Let's have a look at my spotlight. Bad baby, no squeezy. Arzalian? I don't know who that is. I've not come across that one before. So let's see. Didn't bring my glasses in. Good move. Good move, Stubbsy. Okay. A husband asks his wife, will you marry after I die? The wife responds, no, I will live with my sister. The wife asks him back, will you marry after I die? The husband responds, no, I will also live with your sister. Hold on. I know that that's not true in my case because, you know, I just know. Anyway. Naughty. Did I have my face explode? It probably did. Anyway, very, 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 very wiped out and tired, burning the candle at both ends and in the middle on this trip. In the disco bar tonight, it's called the Observatory, they have an ABBA hour, so not sure if I'll make that. I do like ABBA. When I was young, I didn't particularly, I didn't dislike ABBA, but I wasn't by any stretch of the imagination an ABBA fan. But you know, they had some good tunes in the day, and some of them amazing. But as I've grown older, I've grown to appreciate ABBA a bit more. So yeah, ABBA night. But it's not for long. And there were some nice people there last night, some pretty cool dancers. There was some odd dancers as well. There was some very iffy dancers. I don't want to say it in a polite way, but there was some very, very, very iffy dancers. Hilarious dancers. There was this one guy who, it was always men really, but there was this one guy's footwork was a picture, and then another guy that every time he danced, this arm just kind of went round every time, and I thought if you put his top half with his bottom half, that would be very interesting moves. But yeah, and the whole place seemed to have this one type of formation dance that was, you know, like you do the Macarena. It wasn't like that, but it was this one formation. It started off with this little group, and then it expanded and expanded. It was near enough the whole dance floor in the end, all doing this one kind of weird formation dance, which it's just like every time. It's a bit bizarre really, but anyway, we had a good time. So tomorrow when we wake up, I think we're in Rotterdam. We're in Rotterdam. And I just want to sing, this could be Rotterdam or anywhere. But I shan't put you through it. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to upload this and tag on the boat trip if you want to see that. There's some commentary. Some of it's German, but they repeat the English after. I did cut out a lot because after it was an hour, and that's too much boat trip for someone else to kind of put up with. And it wasn't all great. You know, there was some going through some areas to get to the next bit, sort of thing. So thanks for watching. Sorry about yesterday's being a bit late. Well, quite considerably late. It was just a bit of a mishap on my part. And I still haven't found a good place to record. Can't do it on a balcony. It's kind of damp out there. It's very strange. It was dry, and then a little while after we set sail, went out there and the floor was wet and the sides were wet. It was just a mist, and yet it wasn't misty. It was sunny, but it just kind of, I don't know, it's like so wet. And I noticed that the first time, and I thought it hadn't even been raining then either. So kind of, it's just the way it is, I guess, on the balcony. Sea spray and all that, fine mist. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will do better to get it on. And I'm sorry if you're struggling to see me in this awful light. By the time I find a good way to record, I'll probably be home. Anyway, see you soon. Bye bye for now. Hi everyone, it's quite early in the morning and we've just docked and disembarked. Sorry about the road noise, but I guess I forgot that my microphone doesn't actually fit this camera. So, wow, that's really close to the pavement. So hopefully there's not going to be lots of wind noise because there's no wind at all. Although it doesn't need much to sound like a gale, which that one little gust probably did. But there's this looks a bit dark on my viewfinder, but it isn't. That's unusual. Lots of unusual structures and seafaring vessels around here. So we're heading to this building here, I think is the station, and we can then walk up into the town. So because we are quite close to the town, they have not put on the shuttle bus this time because we are very close by. So sorry if I'm waving about, but I'm walking. And after doing a tad kind of dancing and stuff last night, I really wish I wasn't, to be honest, but yeah, definitely achy this morning. Anyway, that's the first bit of Amsterdam. So I will pause it, and once I have anything interesting to show you, then I'll come back to you. But there's a little canal boat there which does go on a tour, which we could have done all around the canal, but for now we decided not to. We're going to just go on foot and see what we can find, because last time we came here we didn't actually see Amsterdam. We went on an excursion, so this is the first time for me. Anyway, I'll see you shortly. So we walked in to the station, and it's a massive shopping centre in the station, and we've got beginning to look like Christmas. We've got nutcrackers, and we've got shops like Lush and stuff. And I think this leads to the outside. Oh, it's hot in here. Oh look, cheese and more. Somebody was asking me about cheese, weren't you, Jane? So yeah, lots of cheese in here. Look at all of those. Wow. And Gary has now entered the cheese shop, and there he is. Silly sausage. Oh look, speaking of sausage, salami. Got salamis as well. Okay, well, this is interesting, but so is Lush. It smells pretty lush too, and I think we need some bath bombs because we got baths, nice big ones, so didn't bring any, and I'm still aching big time, so I'm going to pause it then, and well, see if they've got any samples in here, and I'll see you soon. Well, we walked through the station, and here we are in the town centre. So lots of old buildings and things to see. There was a rather exotic smell as I exited the station. Just wow, hippie, and yeah, I know it's renowned for it, but I didn't expect. There's like where all the police cars are. We're just not used to this, are we, in the UK? And of course there's more water. Oh, I'm in the tram. I'm walking in the tram. Not that there's one coming, Gary, but I won't walk on the tracks. Tourists, what are they like? Getting run over by trams. But I was just going to drink in the canal, which is over there. Well, actually, they are coming, so good old Gary saved my life. Bless him. Okay, well, that's what it looks like, and there is a bit of a breeze, and unfortunately it's probably going to sound like a gale now, so I'm going to say bye-bye for now, and I'll come back to you shortly. Okay, so we crossed the road and got the tram and bus metro ferry, and there's lots and lots of canal boats. And when we was at the terminal, they were trying to sell us a trip, and I just thought, if we go in to town, if we want one, there'll be one. So if you see this one here, it says €14.50. They told us, oh, you get it for €17 if you book it with us. It'll be 20 everywhere else. So it's not strictly speaking true, is it? I just knew that there'd be more canal rides if you wanted to do it. So anyway, might do. Don't know. They take about an hour, and we're here all day. So that was just the other side of the station. That's where I was flirting with the tram. But station's quite attractive. It looks a bit really grim, the weather, but it's not. There's patches of blue sky. They said it was going to be overcast, but it's not as bad as I thought. And they said there was a chance of rain, but it really isn't that bad. Where's Gary? What are you looking at, Gaz?
Church. Oh, one of them. Notre Dame friend, isn't it?
No, because that's in France, Gary. Notre Dame's in France, babe.
Oh, isn't it?
No, it's not next door, darling. Geography was never his strong point. Anyway, moving on. Let's move on. So I decided to do a little boat trip along the canal after all, and not ready to go yet. I thought I'd just pop on and we'll get going in a sec. En we're off.
Dames en heren, hartelijk welkom aan boord van deze rondvaartboot van rederij Kooi. Tijdens deze vaart laten we u de stad zien vanaf het water en zullen we een uitleg geven over de bezienswaardigheden. Geniet van deze rondvaart.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this tour boat from Rederij Kooi. During this cruise, we will show you the city from the water and explain the sights. Enjoy this canal cruise.
Rechts ziet u het Centraal Station, geopend in 1889. Het station is gebouwd op een kunstmatig eiland voor het oude open havenfront. Sinds 1889 heeft het station vele uitbreidingen gekregen om te kunnen blijven voldoen aan het groeiende aantal reizigers.
On your right, you can see the Central Station, which was opened to the public in 1889. The station was constructed on an artificial island along the old open harbour front. Since 1889, the station has been expanded many times in order to keep up with the growing number of travellers.
Bovenop het halfronde dak ziet u het klassieke symbool van de Nederlandse spoorwegen, een wiel met gouden vleugels. De architect Kuipers ontwierp dit paleis voor de reiziger in 1880.
On top of the semicircular roof, you can see the classical symbol of the Nederlandse Spoorwegen, the Dutch railways. A wheel with golden wings. Architect Kuipers designed this traveller's palace in 1880.
We're just leaving the city and going outward through a tunnel. And no doubt there'll be some commentary in a minute.
Voor ons ziet u het Noordzeekanaal. Het kanaal is 24 kilometer lang en aan het einde hiervan bevinden zich de Noordzeesluizen. De afgravingen voor dit kanaal zijn begonnen in 1865 en het werd geopend op 1 november 1876.
Ahead, you can see the Noordzee Canal. The canal is 24 kilometers long and at its end are the North Sea locks. Excavation work for this canal started in 1865 and it was opened on November the 1st, 1876.
Getting shopping.
Links ziet u de Amsterdam-toren. Dit was het vroegere hoofdkantoor van Shell. Nu is het een bruisende plek voor creatieve en innovatieve bedrijven. U kunt het gebouw bezoeken Op het dak kunt u genieten van het uitzicht en als u durft te schommelen.
To your left, you can see the Amsterdam Tower, which used to be the headquarters of Shell. Now it's a vibrant place for creative and innovative companies. You can visit this building. It offers an amazing view from the roof and a great swing, if you dare.
No, thank you.
Connect the city centre to Amsterdam North. They allow the many pedestrians and cyclists to cross the river. To this day, there is no tunnel or connecting bridge for pedestrians and cyclists. That is why the ferry crossing is free.
Just there, that's our ship. Not sure if we're going to go by it or the other side, because water goes either side. And we're probably heading the other side. But we shall see. They've got a boat here though, with lips. Kissy kissy boat. That's unusual. You see like normally figureheads, but not a big smooch. Looks an interesting one. That's that strange
Aan de
looking one.
rechterkant ziet u een aantal
Might tell us about it now.
riviercruiseschepen liggen.
Maybe.
Deze schepen komen via verschillende grote Europese rivieren Amsterdam binnenvaren. De schepen zijn tussen de 110 en 150 meter lang
quite
en ze
attractive,
bieden
really.
plaats voor rond de 150 passagiers.
On your right-hand side, you can see a number of river cruise ships. These ships come into Amsterdam on several of the large European rivers. They are between 110 and 150 meters long
It's
and can
huge, this
accommodate
one.
around 150 passengers.
And the rest. That's massive. Although the Eurosa is only 3 or 4 stories high. You see the little portholes. Probably crew down there. And this one's ours over there, which I don't think we're going to go that way. Might come back that way though. Don't know. There she is. That is so long.
Nemo is gebouwd op de ingang van de Eitunnel, die Amsterdam Centrum verbindt met Amsterdam Noord.
On your right, you can see the Nemo Science Museum, designed by the famous architect Renzo Piano. It looks like a ship, but it is meant to be a reflection of the eye tunnel. The Nemo was built on the entrance to the eye tunnel, connecting the center of the city with Amsterdam North.
It's a galleon.
Ja. Ja, beide midden.
Sun's going to come
Voor
out.
ons ligt een kopie van een 18e eeuws VOC-schip. Het is een replica van het schip uit 1749 dat op zijn eerste reis strandde voor de kust van Engeland, bij Hastings. Het is op vrijwillige
England en
basis
Hastings?
nagebouwd door werklozen en dat heeft 5 jaar gekost.
Ahead of us is a copy of an 18th century VOC ship. It is a replica of a ship from 1749 that ran aground off the coast of England close to Hastings on its first voyage.
Oops.
Unemployed people volunteered to recreate it, and this project took 5 years.
Could have said what name it was. Really. But you can't see it so much now.
Rechts ziet u de museumhaven. In de museumhaven ligt een collectie van het varend erfgoed van Amsterdam. Dit zijn allemaal historische bedrijfsvaartuigen. De meeste waren vroeger zeilende vrachtschepen.
To your right, you can see the Museum Haven, or Museum Harbour. A collection of the sailing heritage of Amsterdam can be seen in the Museum Haven. All of them are historic cargo vessels. Most of them used to be sailing freight ships.
Op handel rond Azië en was daarom de rijkste scheepvaart- en handelsmaatschappij van de wereld. De VOC was de eerste multinational en heeft geleid tot de Gouden Eeuw van Holland.
VOC is short for Verenigde Oost-Indisch Compagnie, or Dutch East India Company. In the 17th and 18th century, the VOC held the monopoly on Asian trade, making it the richest shipping and trading company in the world. The VOC was the first multinational, and it led to the golden age in the Netherlands. Just like all of the other locks in the city, it serves as a flood defense at high tide, and it's also used for the water change in our canals. In order to change the water properly, 600,000 cubic meters of water is needed per day. We get clean water in from the Rhine River, connected by the Amsterdam-Rhine Canal, and if needed, from the IJsselmeer. The polluted water is drained off through the Noordzee Canal, the North Sea Canal.
We varen nu op de Nieuwe Herengracht. Deze gracht is in het verlengde van de Herengracht gegraven. De gracht verbindt de Amstel met het IJ voor de binnenvaartschepen. Vandaar ook de bruggen die allemaal open kunnen.
We are now sailing the Nieuwe Herengracht. This canal was built as an extension of the Herengracht, or Gentleman's Canal. It connects the Amstel River to the IJ for the inland vessels. That is why all of the bridges can be opened.
Apparently red light district, according to Gary. Or maybe it was. Don't know if it still is. I guess we'll see.
Links het Wertheimpark, een van de oudste parken van Amsterdam.
To your left is the Wertheim Park, one of the oldest parks in Amsterdam. To your left is the Hortus Botanicus. This botanical garden was founded in 1682 and it features many extraordinary plants. Because of a single coffee plant for the botanical garden planted in South America, all Arabica coffee is now grown in South America.
Het IJ, dat toen nog in verbinding stond met de Zuiderzee, het tegenwoordige IJsselmeer. In 1275 verkreeg Amsterdam stadsrechten. Dit levendige stadje, met houten huizen en door dijken tegen water beschermd, was in die dagen nog klein en besloeg aan weerszijden van de Amstel slechts een strook van ongeveer 200 bij 1000 meter. In de loop der jaren is Amsterdam uitgegroeid tot een internationaal centrum van cultuur, handel, industrie en zee- en luchtverkeer.
Residents of Amsterdam are very proud of their city, and they definitely like to know how old their home is. This takes us back to the Middle Ages, because the origin of the city lies in the distant past. It is believed that the first inhabitants were fishermen, settling not far from the place where the Amstel River empties into the Eye, which at the time was still connected to the Zuiderzee, now the IJsselmeer. Amsterdam was granted city rights in 1275. This lively little town, with wooden houses and protected from the water by levees, was small in those days. It only covered a strip of land of about 200 by 1,000 meters on both sides of the Amstel River. Over the years, Amsterdam grew into an international center of culture, trade, industry, and sea and air traffic.
We varen hier op de rivier de Amstel. De Amstel was ooit een van de rivieren die uitkwam op de zee.
We are now sailing the Amstel River. In the past, the Amstel was one of the rivers that used to flow out into the sea.
De magere brug die we nu voor ons zien is een van de oudste bruggen van de stad. Deze in het begin van de 17e eeuw opgetrokken brug herinnert door zijn naam aan de nog smallere brug die hier vroeger was.
The Magere Brug, or Skinny Bridge, we see ahead of us now, is one of the oldest bridges in the city. This bridge, that was constructed in the early 17th century, commemorates the even narrower bridge that was located here before that.
Als er storm was. Om het achterland en de bewoners te beschermen bouwde men dammen. De Amsteldam is zo ontstaan. Aan deze dam gingen mensen zich vestigen en zo is ook de naam Amsterdam ontstaan.
The Amstel River flowed out into the sea and often caused the hinterland to flood during storms. In order to protect the hinterland and its inhabitants, dams were built. That is how Amstel Dam was created. People began to settle behind this dam, and that is how the name of Amsterdam came about.
Even cheaper boat trip, probably. Be a bit drafty, that one.
Side was the Waterlooplein, or Waterloo Square, now largely covered by the City Hall and Music Theatre. This used to be the centre of the Jewish neighbourhood.
There's some wonky houses over there. Well, we feel quite at home. So the gap between the black one is bigger as it goes up because they all kind of caved. Yep, definitely a bit like where we are. We would feel quite at home inside. Maybe that's more wonky than our house. Only a bit.
To your right, you can see the Hotel de l'Europe. This is one of the best hotels here in Amsterdam, and it is owned by Heineken. The kitchen of the hotel is partially below water level.
So if Heineken did hotels, they'd do the best hotels. It does look quite posh. Under a small tunnel.
We varen nu onder het Muntplein. Deze brug is 66 meter breed en daarmee de breedste brug van de stad.
We are now passing underneath the Muntplein, or Mint Square. This bridge is 66 meters wide, making it the widest bridge in the city.
But not the widest tunnel. Oops, pardon. No more curry for me. Be out soon. Let's hope it's worth waiting for. What is
Aan de
that?
linkerzijde zien we de bloemenmarkt. De markt bestaat uit drijvende bloemenwinkeltjes. Een overblijfsel uit de tijd dat bloemen per boot vanaf het platteland naar Amsterdam kwamen.
On our left side, we can see the flower market. The market consists of floating flower shops, a relic from the time that flowers were transported to Amsterdam by boat. Water, boats,
We're almost back
Amsterdam.
now.
In 1922, he discovered an old motorboat in the water
We
at the
have
Voucher
lovers.
and recognized the
tours.
opportunity. He bought the boat, fixed it up, and discovered it had a license for passenger transportation. And that's how he started sailing passengers through the canals of Amsterdam, with plenty of flair, but no experience whatsoever. Pete did gain a lot of experience along the way, and he adapted the route and the duration of the tour to the passengers' preferences.
Na het overlijden van Piet Kooi heeft zijn zoon Ab het bedrijf voortgezet. In 1990 heeft Ab een nieuwe boot ontworpen waarin het glazen dak met schuifkappen een nieuw begrip werd. Het is Ab geweest die het bedrijf tot grote bloei heeft gebracht.
Back at the station
Inmiddels
again.
is de derde generatie
So
Kooi
far as the
eveneens
end
uiterst
this
gemotiveerd
little
om ieder te laten genieten van de schoonheid van deze historische, bloeiende stad.
After Pete Coy passed away, his son, Up, continued the business. In 1990, Up designed a new boat, introducing a new notion in excursion boats. Glass roofs with sliding covers. It was Up whose ideas made the company flourish. Today, the third Coy generation is also extremely motivated to allow everyone to enjoy the beauty of this historical, thriving city.
The sun's coming out, so it's being very glary. Which is not meant to happen, it was meant to rain. But the weather's been good to us. Oh, sorry, the sun is really making
We
it look
naderen
dark.
het einde van onze rondvaart. Blijft u zitten totdat de kapitein aangeeft dat u het schip kan verlaten. Rederij Kooi hoopt dat u van deze rondvaart heeft genoten en dat u tevreden bent over de wijze waarop de kapitein u heeft rondgevaren. Mocht u van uw tevredenheid blijk willen geven, dan dankt de kapitein u bij voorbaat. Wij danken u voor uw aandacht en wensen u verder een aangenaam verblijf in Amsterdam.
We are now nearing the end of our boat trip. Raider Koi hopes that you have enjoyed what you have seen and that you are satisfied with the way the captain has taken care of you on this trip. If you feel like giving the captain a token of your appreciation, the captain would certainly be very grateful. We thank you for your attention and wish you a very pleasant stay in Amsterdam.